This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon, dear students. I welcome you all for another session on DSD. So what I've planned today is, students will again, get into the lab session. Okay. So students, we have almost covered the syllabus and only the programming part of HDL is pending, right, students? So what I thought is, students, I thought let me complete the lab for you all today and tomorrow, 2 more experiments. So our lab syllabus will be over and then come to the programming part on Monday. Is that fine, students? Okay. So today's session, I'll be doing with design of counters. Okay. And after completion of design of counters, students, we'll have a revision for tomorrow's test, CI3. And after that, we'll again handle the lab session tomorrow. That will complete our syllabus for the lab session. And then Monday and rest of the days, I'll complete for you all the programming part. Okay. So that will complete our entire syllabus. Okay. So first we'll deal with the lab session and then we shall get into the revision part. Clear? So let me share this. So students, let me share you all the 1 minute. Let me open the Logisim, students. So hope all of you all have installed the Logisim, right? So can I get an answer from you all, students? I want an acknowledgement from you all. So have you all installed the Logisim? Students? Okay, Rahul, Bhumesh. Yes, Rahul, I know you guys both have installed. I want reply from other students also. Okay, so students, in short period, you will be facing your exams. Okay, so let me share you all the screen. Okay, so students, today's class will be doing the designing of counters. Okay, so the entire syllabus, what we have is, all of you all know, we have covered with all the basic logic gates, half adders, full adders, half subtractors, full subtractors, multiplexer, demultiplexer, encoder, decoder, comparator. Clear? So along with this experiment, you have design of counters, and after the design of counter, students, you have shift registers. Okay, and then you have a mini project. Okay, so what I'm planning is, I'm planning to give you the experiment by myself. Okay, let me check out on it, students, so that all of you all get the experiment done, the mini project done. Okay, I'll confirm it you all by tomorrow. Clear? So let us go ahead with the design of counters. Okay, so students, in the theory we have known what is counters, right? So we have already done enough problems, right, students, on the synchronous counter and on the asynchronous counters. Okay, so we have done the problems on mod 5 counters, 7 counters, decade counters, right? So we know that, and also we have done problem on up and down counters, right, students? So you guys know up counter counts +1 and your down counter counts -1, right? So let us go ahead and design the counter. Clear? So we'll design the 3-bit counter, students. So when I say 3-bit counter, a question for y'all. So what will be the bit size? So students, what will be my counting starting from 000 till where will be my counting? So I am going to design a 3-bit counter. So to design a 3-bit counter, 111. Very good, Rahul. Okay. So the counting procedure starts. When I say, I've already told you people, whenever it is 3 bits, the combination is from 000 to 111. Whenever I say it is a 4-bit, it is 00000 to 1111. Okay. So we'll go with design of 3-bit counter. Yes, students. So when I say design of 3-bit counter, So what I have to do is, so students, all these while we saw in logism was a basic using our logical gates, right? So we used to we used to select all the gates like our OR gate, AND gate, NOR gate, and connect via the uh, connecting wires, right, students? And then we used to give the inputs, okay? And after giving the inputs, we used to verify it, right? That was quite simple. And this also is simple, but then here we are not going to use any gates because it is with respect to flip-flops, and we know that it's a sequential circuit. We'll have to use our flip-flops, okay? So go through carefully, okay? So as again, I shall send you the file of whatever we are doing it today, and already I've done it, okay? And also I'm going to do it now. So, and please, as I've told you, I want all of you all to get the output, because it is who individually you guys who's going to get me the output on the exam day. Clear? So students, let us go ahead and design the 3-bit counter. So to design the 3-bit counter, students, we know that we will require 3 flip-flops, okay? So listen carefully. So I am going to wiring. Let me open wiring. Before going to wiring, students, there is something called as, once you get into the logism screen, you have something called as the memory here, right? So when I you see something called as memory, okay? So click on the memory, you can see that all your flip-flops being displayed, right? D flip-flop, T flip-flop, JK, SR, everything, okay? Now I'll go ahead and select JK flip-flop. Okay, students. So JK flip-flop I have selected. So students, first we'll design the down counter. Okay. So I'll select the JK flip-flop and ensure that when you click on the JK flip-flop, the trigger is it must be in the rising edge. Okay. So let me place the JK flip-flop here. Again, go ahead and take the JK flip-flop. Ensure that it's in rising edge. So I'll go ahead and click it. Okay. And one more JK flip-flop, and I'll go and place it in my workplace. Okay. So now I'm going to design a 3-bit counter. So for that, I'm using a JK flip-flop. Students, you can go ahead and use any flip-flops. Okay. So I'm just showing you an example with JK flip-flop. Okay. Now, after I placing all these 3 flip-flops in my workplace, now what I'm supposed to do now, I'll have to, let me short this JK inputs. Okay, students, listen carefully. Let me finish. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. So see here, J and K inputs, I am shorting for all the 3 flip-flops. Okay. So for all the 3 flip-flops, I am just shorting the J and the K flip-flop, K inputs. Okay. So let me short it. So after shorting it here, students, now all these inputs, let me give it to a common input. Okay. I have to make this J and K high, right, students? The J and K inputs has to be high. So what I do is I short the J and K for all the 3 flip-flops. And you can see here, I'll take this input and place it here. So this has to be made 1. Okay, let me first do the connection and later I'll tell you how to do. Okay, so again, let me connect this to my, let me connect this to this. Okay, and let me connect this to my high input, which I'm going to make it as high. Okay, so what I've done, students, I've short J and K of all the flip-flops and connected to my, input, which I'm going to make high. Okay, next what I should do is I have to give a clock, right? So let me take a clock. So you have to get into wiring. There is something called as wiring. So click on it. So if you see, there's something called as wiring. So click on it. So when you click on it, so you will get called something called as clock. Okay. So I'll click on clock, students, and I'll make the position as best so that it will be easy for me to connect. So let me place it here. Okay. Let me place it here. Okay. So I'm giving my clock to my 3rd flip-flop. Okay. So I'm giving my clock to the 3rd flip-flop. I've already given my clock to the 3rd flip-flop. Now, students, I'll have to select my output, right? So to select my output, just scroll down and you can see something called as input output, right? So when you see input output, there is something called as LED, right? So let me place my LED. Okay. Again, select an LED, place my output next to my 2nd JK flip-flop. and take the LED and place my third LED next to my JK flip-flop. Now I have 3 LEDs, right? So let me connect this to my output students. So let me, so 1 minute. So let me connect this output to my LED to my output. So students, and again here, let me connect this to my output. Okay. So similarly, let me connect this to my output. Okay. So I've connected all the LEDs to my output. And students, if you observe, now what you should do, so this output will become my clock input of the previous flip-flop, right? So as per the definition, I'm connecting the output of the next, that is the next flip-flop to the, it becomes the input clock, right? Input clock pulse. Now similarly, this output, check where I'm going, this output becomes my clock input. Okay, so according to the definition, right? So students, this completes my connection. Okay, so is this connection clear to you all? So what I have done, is this clear to you all, students? Any doubts? Any doubts? Students, any doubts? Now what I've done here is I've selected 3 flip-flops because it's 3 input, and I told you the combination has to be from 00 to 111, and here first we are doing it as the down counter, so it counts from the 111 to 000. Okay, so ensure that when you're placing the flip-flop, you select the the option as rising edge, the triggering option as rising edge. When you select the flip-flop, place the 3 flip-flop, short each JK inputs of each flip-flop and connect it to a input high. Okay, so I'll make it high in later case when you are simulating it, and select the output for each and every flip-flop, and you have to give the clock. Okay, so first case, that is your MSB, the first bit you give the clock, and for the second flip-flop you take the output from the LED, which becomes the clock input to the previous flip-flop. Okay, so that is how I've connected. Is there any doubts in the connection, students? Just go through once, and if there is any doubt, if no doubts, we shall simulate it. So is there any doubts? So I need an acknowledgement. Okay, Rahul. So Rahul says no. Others, students, others, have you guys understood? Shubhashri, Janani, Kavya, Bhumesh, Palani. Okay. So, okay, students. Harini says yes, no doubts. Okay, Shubhashri. So, students, again, it is really pathetic to know. See, only 44 students have come today. So, what is the problem? I seriously don't understand. Okay. Shubhashri, why only 44 students are available? Why the strength is so less? And you guys know how important the lab sessions are, right? And why is this happening? Can anyone tell me the reason, students? Subha is saying no, don't know, ma'am. Rahul, any idea, Rahul? Why students are missing in the class? And if you guys be so careless, definitely it will be a great problem. Yes. Any reason? Any idea? Maybe tired after exam. Very nice reply, Rahul. All of you guys also have attended the test, right? So you guys also are equally tired. What is this? Okay, so this is not something to be encouraged. Just put a personal message to your students in your personal group that I'm really not happy because the lab session was handled and an important concept was told, and I'm not going to repeat this. Okay, students, so those who have lost is their loss. Okay, so I've always insisted you all to be present in the class. So okay, students, so now the connection is complete. So let us go to simulate. So before we could simulate, students, as I've told you, we have to make the JK inputs high. Okay, and to make that, what I should do is, now listen carefully, we'll have to go to something called as simulate. Okay, let me click on simulate. So when you simulate, when you click on simulate, you have an option called as tick once, right? You have something called as tick once and ticks enable, right? So let me click on tick one, student. and I'll also have to make enable ticks enable. So ensure that ticks is enabled. So if you see that once I enable the ticks, you can see that the clock pulse being triggering, right? It is being flipping from rising edge to falling edge to rising edge, right? So this happens only when I enable this ticks. You can see that ticks is being enabled, right? So that it's flipping from one direction to another. Now students, I'll have to make my input high, right? So what I should do, go click on this, right? You can see something as, you know, the index finger being pointed out. So let me click on it. So after I clicking on it, let me make it as 1, right? So when I make this as 1, students, now see there, our output is automatically displayed. See your LED and the inputs you can see, students, right? So 0, and you can see in the flip-flop inputs, the inputs is also changing. Are you guys able to see? See here, 0 0 0, then you see 1 1 1 1 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 0 4 0 1 1 3 0 1 0 2 0 0 1 and 0 0 0. So dear students, are you able to see the output which is displayed? The same thing you can see in the LED glowing, like how the combination of our inputs are. So students, can you see here? This is your down counter, which is counting from, you know, 7 6 5 4 3 2 0. Okay. So this is how you will have to show me the output in the exam, students. Okay. If I ask you to do 4-bit, students, don't worry. I'll ask you the simplest thing only. Don't worry about that. So if I ask you the 4-bit, students, you will have to connect one more JK flip-flop. Same thing. What I did the connection here, the same connection you will have to do it here. Clear? And you'll have to give your input high, and you have to simulate it. Once you simulate, automatically the results will come. You need not go and check it. Okay. So is this clear, students? Can you see the output? Can you see the LED here, which is glowing according to the inputs which is here? Okay. This is how you execute the 3-bit counter design. Okay. So students, as an assignment, okay, I'm not compelling anyone. It's out of your interest. Please try it for 4-bit also. Okay. So don't worry, students. Today I'll complete with the up counter also. Then we'll do the revisions, because revision is also important. If you have time, we'll go and do the 4-bit one. Okay. So not an issue. So 4-bit what? I'll have to connect extra one JK flip-flop, give one LED at the top, complete the connection, simulate it. That's it. And you can see all the combinations right from 0 0 0 0 to 1 1 1 1, right? Similarly like this. So any doubts in this execution, students? So you can see that once you give 1, automatically the LED start glowing according to the inputs. Clear? Okay. Okay, students. So this is your up down counter. Now let me save this, students. I'll save this. I'll send this as a file to you all. In case if you all have any doubts in the circuit, you can see this and do your connections. Okay, let me save it to the desktop. So counter, 3-bit counter design. I shall send it to Rahul, Bhumesh and all, the WhatsApp number whom I have, Harini. So you can just circulate to your other friends. 3-bit counter design. Okay. So I'll save this, students, so that, you know, you can get this idea. If in case any connections goes wrong, you can see my circuit, connect it, and then get the output. Okay. So now let us go to the up counter. Okay. So students, shall we proceed to the up counter? If no doubts, shall we proceed to the up counter? Okay, very good. Now students, let me go ahead and take a file, go to new. Okay, same thing, no big funda. Okay, so you can just see here, I'll go to memory. Let me go to memory, select JK flip-flop. The only difference that you will have to notice, students, in the previous case we saw the triggering was in the rising edge. Now the triggering has to be in the falling edge. Clear? Ensure that select the JK flip-flop and place it here. Okay, I need one more JK flip-flop because we are going to design the 3-bit one. So ensure that it's in the falling edge. Go ahead, ensure that it's in the falling edge, and go ahead and place it here. Okay, again select the JK flip-flop, ensure that it's in the falling edge, go ahead and place it in the workspace. Clear? Now what should I do, students? Now I'll have to sort my J and K, right? Now I have to sort my J and K, right? Here again, I'll have to short my J and K. Okay, so here I'll have to short my J and K, right? So I have short J and K. So once after I shorting, what should I do, students? So let me take all this, bring this and connect to, let me connect it to the inputs, right? Let me go ahead and, so once your connection is correct, students, don't bother about the output, you'll automatically get the output. Okay, so make sure that you connect it properly. Okay, so let me connect all these to the input, right, students? So let me select the input, so let me place it here. Okay, so let me place it here, right, students? So my connection is over here. Next, what I should do, let me go to the wiring. Okay, select my clock pulse, so it's already in the best position, so let me put it here. So let me connect my clock here for the, you know, the MSB flip-flop, right, students? Not the MSB, sorry, this will be my LSB, right, students? A more significant bit will be the first, you know, flip-flop. This will be my LSB, the least significant bit, because it's at the end, right? So let me connect this. This has become a little bit lengthier. Okay, so let me go ahead and connect this. So students, here extra connection is there. Let me, okay, so I've connected to the flip-flop. Now what should I do, students? Let me go to LED, right? Select input and output, select the LED. So place the LED, one LED here, one to my second flip-flop, and one to my third flip-flop. Now what should I do, students? Let me go ahead and connect this, right? So connect this here. Okay, so I'm doing carefully, students, because you know output is all that matters, so I'm doing it slowly for you all. Okay, so here I've connected. So here again, let me check out. Okay, yes, students, so we have connected our outputs. Next, you know, I think we have done with it. Now we'll have to take this output, which becomes a previous clock input, right? So let me connect to the previous clock. Now let me take this output, see to it that it becomes my previous clock input, right? So yes, my connection is over. So once my connection is over, students, what should I do? Go to simulate and check my ticks are enabled. Tick once and simulate, click on ticks enabled. So whenever my ticks enabled is enabled, you can see that the clock's triggering, right, students? It is the indication that my ticks is enabled. Now I'll have to select this index finger, make this as 1, right? So you can see that, students, the output is changing here. You can see here, right? 0 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 1, right? Again after that it's going back to 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 not 1 1 1 0 and 1 1 1. Students, are you able to see the output? Students, are you able to see the output? Yes, yes, Guru Prashant, good. Okay, so this is the only difference between your up counter and the down counter. Okay, so students, in the exam, maybe you will get any of the counters. Okay, or as a single experiment, I can ask you to design a 3-bit up and down counter. Okay, because guys, you know, because I'm explaining, it is taking so much of time. Otherwise, you guys can finish, not even you can finish within 5 minutes. Okay, so provided do your connections correctly. Okay, so students, as I've told you, if it is a 4-bit one, okay, there must be a 4 flip-flops, right? So that is not a difficult job at all. Okay, so in case if I ask you 4-bit, okay, you must be in a position to show me the output. Okay, right, students? So is this clear, students? Is this clear? We shall move to the next. Okay, so yes, very good. So students, I'll again save this for you and I'll send it to, you know, our Rahul, Bhumesh, Harini. So you guys, this is down counter, 3-bit counter design. Okay, so just for your reference, so if you have any doubts, you can just refer back to my circuit. Okay. Okay, dear students, so let us quickly do the 4-bit design because we're having time. So if I have to do the 4-bit design, students, what I should do? So let me take again a new, guys, actually you can, there is an option called as reset simulation. Okay, so you can reset and you can include the circuit, but sometimes, I tried this, but somehow the output isn't coming correctly. So let's not sit on it, depend on it. Let's take the new screen. Okay, so here, students, what I'll do again, let me quickly go to memory and select the JK flip-flop. Okay, 1. So this is rising edge, students, so you'll get it from 1111 to 000. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let me take 4 JK flip-flops quickly. After JK flip-flops, what should I do? I should short my inputs J and K. Okay, so let me short my J and K. Okay, so after shorting J and K, so all this has to be connected to let me connect this. So everything has to be connected to the input, right, students? So let me connect this here and join this here. Okay, so then what should I do? Let me go ahead and quickly connect, take a clock, place it here and connect it to the JK flip-flop. Sometimes mouse is in out of my control. So students, let me connect this here. Okay, and then what should I do? Then let me go ahead, click on input output, select the LED. Let me place the LED here. Again, select the LED, place it here. So 4 LEDs, right, students? I'll have 4 LEDs. Again, place it here. Okay, hopefully it doesn't become congested. So let me connect to the outputs. Okay, so here, okay, students, let me connect it like here. Okay, then I have the LED here. Okay, students, I've connected here. That's it, right? Now this becomes my clock input and this becomes my clock input. Right, students, and this becomes my clock input. Okay, so I've done with the connection. So now what should I do? Go to simulate, click on tick once. There is something wrong, students. That is why I've got a red color here. There is something wrong. So let us check out what is wrong. Can you just figure out anything which is wrong in connection? I've connected everything here. J and K I've done. Let me see, students, 1 minute. Tick is enabled. So tick is enabled. When I make this high, so it isn't going high. So there is something wrong. Okay, so just check out, students, where I would have done something wrong. So just check out and tell me where I have gone wrong. Let me check out this. So this is, no, there is something. Bhumish, in LSP flip flop, what is the mistake I did, Bhumish? Yes. Okay. Clock pulse is connected to K also. No, Bhumish, it is connected to, no, it is connected to, see here, K is there and J is there, JK, but let us see, 1 minute. Okay. Let us go to simulate, Tix is enabled. Yes. No. So it's one, there is some other mistake. So the output doesn't go glowing here. 1 minute, students. Let me resimulate. There is some problem. Okay. So students, let me quickly, give you all the revision and then come back to this. So students, in tomorrow's test, okay, there is some connection problem, a small connection problem. We look into that. Okay. So same wise, like how we did the 3 counters, you will have to 3-bit counters, you will have to go with your 4-bit counters. Okay. So students, coming to tomorrow's internals, let me quickly, brush up on what type of questions will come. Okay. So take care of questions like, what to say. I'll be asking you all from the 4th and the Guru Prashant saying 4th flip flop is, let me check out what is Guru Prashant saying. Ma'am, check 4th flip flop is falling or rising. Yes, Guru Prasad, the only reason it could be next will be whether the flip flop is not been chosen correctly on the trigger. Okay, but I opened a new circuit. We'll go about with it after I completing the revision. Okay. So students, I'll be asking questions like, compare synchronous and asynchronous sequential circuit. So what is race condition? Okay. What is hazards? What is definition on what is primitive table, and what is, the memory elements, the comparison between PROM and EPROM, between RAM and ROM. Okay. And what else, students? I'll ask you questions like, differentiation between PAL and PLA, and all such things. Okay, maybe static hazard and static zero hazard. So what all portions we have in the 4th and the 5th unit, the entire circuit, I mean the entire topics. Okay, important topics. And coming to the big questions, dear students, definitely I'll ask you a question on asynchronous sequential circuit. The same problem. Okay, the one problem which we did in the class, like, there were 2 inputs, X and Y. Whenever Y goes, whenever the input Y is 1, X is transferred to Z, right? Whenever Y is 0, it doesn't matter. The same question I'll ask, that is for sure. And definitely you will have an, eliminating hazard. So elimination of hazard, there'll be a question, dear students, and definitely you will have implementation problem. There's a question. Okay, so try to do the circuit, properly. Okay. And then I'll ask you about, if I ask you to explain about the race tree assignments, then you will have to explain what is race and how is race happening. And we also studied about critical and non-critical race. Okay, so in case if I ask you, students, explain race tree state assignment procedure, your answer must be what is race, and how is critical and non-critical race happening. Okay, you remember I had explained you all with the stable and unstable conditions. Clear? So students, for all these, I have handed over the materials to you all. I posted in the Google Classroom. Okay, you can cross check with that and also verify the video. Okay, in case any doubts, you can get back to me. Okay, so this is what mostly I'll be covering. So it is covered almost all the topics in the 4th and the 5th unit. Okay, so I might ask you, students, what are the advantages of RAM, or what is DRAM? Okay, DRAM is your dynamic RAM. Okay, so I can ask you differentiate between volatile and non-volatile memory. Okay, so there are so many things I can ask you when compared to the 4th and the 5th unit. Okay, So, definitely I can ask you problems based on these. Students understand, if I give only conditions like, your output has to be 3 input, 4 product terms, and 2 outputs. Only if I specify, you will have to go ahead and do the K-map simplification with respect to 0 in case of PLA. Otherwise, whatever problem I've given, if I've not mentioned any conditions, directly go with the implementation table and directly go with the circuit, logic circuit construction. Clear? So both sort of problems you might get. Okay, so I have not yet finalized the question, students. So this is how, these are the important questions, and definitely these sort of questions will be asked. Clear? And also, like, what are hazards, explain the importance of hazards, and how do you eliminate the hazard. Definitely you will have to give an example. So the best example you could give is, students, what the circuit I have drawn in the class. Okay, so you can go ahead and have a look on the video and reproduce the same circuit. That is enough. Clear? And you can explain in detail the circuit. Clear? So students, any doubts in the syllabus, or any doubts in the sort of questions that is going to be asked tomorrow? Any doubts? So any doubts, please, students, get back to me. Okay, as you all did the previous internals, I was really satisfied with your performance. But still, students, I believe that you would have all written with your utmost sincerity, okay, without copying. So if it is so, it was really wonderful, and was really happy with your performance. Okay, even if it is diagram or the construction of the, state diagrams or truth table, everything was absolutely fine, with no overwriting and a relevant explanation. Okay, so I'm expecting the same. Okay, because students, you never know, all these marks are very crucial for your, grades. Okay, so, and all these grades matters for you all once when top companies come for recruiting you, right? So take everything seriously, and study sincerely and write your exams. Any doubts, you can always ask me. So students, we'll go back and we'll finish with that 4-bit counter. Any more doubts? Any doubts, students? Shall I proceed with the 4-bit counter design? Okay, so okay, Palani, very good. So let us complete with the 4-bit one. Okay, so let us go to the 4-bit one. So how we did the 3-bit? The same way. Let me go to the memory, go to the, okay, go to JK flip-flop. Let me ensure that I select, rising edge each time. JK flip-flop. Okay, so let me select the rising edge each time, because we get ensured with the output. Okay, so now students, what I should do, I should short my J and K. Okay, so students, if you are having Logisim, you can parallelly try with me. Okay, so J and K I am shorting. Okay, J and K I'm shorting, and okay, let me go ahead and short this, and let me select the input output, students, and let me place it here and go ahead and connect it to here. Clear? Then let me go ahead and click the clock. Where is my clock? I should go to wiring to select the clock. So position is already best, so let me keep it here. So here, let me come and go to select my, okay, then what should I do? I should go to LED input output, select my LED, students, let me place it here. Okay, let me go ahead and select my LED and place it here. Okay, so for all the 4 LEDs, I'm placing it here. So let me go ahead and connect to the output. Okay, students, so let me go ahead and just, students, observe carefully where I'm doing any mistake. Okay, so that we ensure that we get the output, and so all our LEDs are connected, students. That's it. and let me connect it to the previous input. Okay, so please do check this, what I'm doing is correct or not. Okay, students, so my connection is over. Let me go to simulate, tick once, go to simulate, ticks enabled. So dear students, when I ticks enabled, it's been enabling here. Let me go to the index finger, click on 1. Yes, students, you can see that it has been working, right? Can you see that? Students, can you see that? I want your reply. Can you see the output coming? Okay, so this is your 4-bit. Okay, so students, nothing difficult in doing a 3-bit or 4-bit. Okay, you can see the LED going together. You can see the inputs that has been changing in your flip-flop. Okay, so here you can see 0 0 0 1, then it is going to 0. Okay, this is a down count. Now you can see, students, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 1. Okay, 1 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 0 8. This is 7 6 5 4 3 2 1 0. So you can see that it is being again, once after 0, it is again coming to your 1 1 1 1. Okay, okay, students, any doubts in this 4-bit one? So students, in case if I ask you all in the exam, do a 4-bit counter. Okay, 4-bit up counter or down counter, you must be in a position to do it. Okay, so students, don't blindly come to the lab. Once you have to practice all this. Okay, if at all you want an S grade, okay, if you want 98 99, okay, so dear students, we all faculty are ready to pour out marks for you all. Okay, so only thing is you have to put your effort. Clear? So if you guys be overconfident, only this simple thing, no, let me come and try it on face, ma'am, in front of ma'am, I'll get the output. And if you struggle to do the connections properly, students, definitely you'll not get marks. Okay, you will get marks, but you'll not get very good marks. Clear? So ensure that you practice once. As I told you, students, all the experiments is hardly going to take 30 minutes if you right from the first experiment, because how simple these experiments are. Clear? And students, you can go ahead and you can, if you want, you can mark this, you can give the names, whatever names you want to give. Okay, say your own wish. Okay, what if you want to give some output names, you can go ahead and give the output names. Okay, say O1 or O2 or whatever it is. Okay, O1 or something like that. Okay, you can go ahead and name it. It's all up to you. Okay, this is O2. Okay, so it's up to you to go ahead and do it. Clear? So this is how you have to proceed with the experiment. Okay, so students, in tomorrow's lab, what we'll do is we will do with the shift registers. Okay, and in the shift register, after shift register, we'll go ahead with the mini project concept, students. So the mini project concept, I'll give you all the circuit, and I'll get you the output also. But you guys have to take time and do a presentation. Okay, as I told you, you can do presentation among your friends. Okay, and send the recorded video. Okay, recorded video, you can post it in the Google Classroom, because a mini project, there is a marks for you all. Clear? So one Sunday you can sit. Okay, and you can share between you people who the same batch, what we did for the presentation. Okay, you remain in the same batch, and you can take this experiment. And I am telling you again, guys, if you have your own circuit, you can very well go and do it. Okay, no issues, I'm not going to stop you. You can take any simple digital circuit, get the output in the Logisim, and you can use that as a mini project. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, so all four of you all, 4 or 3 in a batch, sit together, browse. You will definitely get the content. Okay, and see that which is feasible for you all to get the output in Logisim, and you can go ahead with the circuit. If not, I'll be giving you the circuit. You can try that, and you can send me the. No need to send me. You can upload in the Google Classroom. Okay. So students, and see to that you complete the assignments. Okay, only if you have submitted the assignment, see to that you submit the assignment. And why that some assignment is important is, it's important for you all to fetch marks. Okay, because I've given you assignment as up down counter for decade, that is 10 counts. Okay, so that is little bit lengthy problem. In case if you're not getting answer, I shall send it to you all. Don't worry, but you guys have to ask me. Clear? Only then I'll know. So complete all your pending work, students, whenever you get time, and see to that that is one step preparation towards your exams. Clear? So I think we'll wind up for today's class, students. Okay, so hopefully you guys have no doubts. So, and students, one more thing, let me save this also, and I shall send this also to you all. Okay, so right after the class, hopefully my network connectivity is good. I'll send it to our classmates. You can take it from them. Okay, so, and students, tomorrow you do your exams really well. Okay, so definitely, asynchronous question will be coming, that problem one. Okay, so I'll send you the problem if you want in the WhatsApp. What is the step one, one step after the other? I'll send you all that also. You can share it with your friends, and you will get other problems like harmonics, what is hazards, how to eliminate the hazards with an example, that one, and differentiation between the different types of memories. Okay, and the problem on PLA and PLA implementation. Clear? That's it. And you'll have questions like what is the difference between asynchronous and synchronous. Okay, what is volatile and non-volatile memories, something like that. What all important questions I would have told you while handling class itself. Keep in mind and do study. Clear? So all the best, dear students. Do well. Okay, and meet you in the next class tomorrow same time. We'll do the shift registers. Clear? So all the best. Do well and have a great day.